Like, suddenly when you change, the rest of the world tells you, oh, you become sissy, you become a sissy.
Well, these are now not politically correct words.
One of your talks, you talk about edging.
This is what a man has to do because your testosterone raise is still there. If you shoot it out, then you're gone. You don't ejaculate. And you learn to bring your orgasm there only, without ejaculating.
How?
Practice that.
What practice? What? You can see the expression on my face.
Yeah. Which is, isn't it compulsory to feel down once in a while?
The society judging you for your non-masculinity or definition of masculinity.
For this I taught a mantra once. It's called IDGAF. Every choice that you're given is just like different people competing for your little money. So when you have a lot of money, then you have choice. Ambani has choice.
Where did we go astray, according to you? Where did that happen?
I think we made life too easy, so men don't have to be men anymore. When life is hard, then the men come up. You've been sold that ease, convenience and pleasure is the meaning of life. It's not. The meaning of life is only found in hardship. There is no meaning for somebody who has it all. Your purpose is to solve the biggest problem you have.
And all of us know what is the biggest problem we have.
Everybody knows. Om malam gataha akalikam prachalati. Om, shit happens, immediately move on.
So if I start with a 25-year-old boy or a man today, phone addict or whatever distractions I've had, and here I am, and I want to restart. Discover the man in me or the masculinity and the femininity in me, the balance of both. Where do I start?
Sure, I just need a break.
Yeah?
Yeah, good
Okay.
to go.
Guruji, thank you so much and very good morning. After the whole Shivratri meditation, to have you here, it's an honor.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Thank you for coming.
So I think we chose a very interesting topic today, which is, what does it mean to be a man in today's world? I thought that would be a great way to start the conversation itself, to hear what do you think about this?
I have very strong opinions on this.
Yes.
Because, the search for every young boy is, how can I be a better man? How can I be a man, a good man? But somewhere along the way, they get distracted from that search. So then they stop searching. But those who continue searching find the following, that a man is like a constant. He's somebody you can depend upon and who keeps his word and who shows up every day. This is not possible for women because they have periods and their energy goes up and down. But a man's energy is constant if he maintains it, if he takes care of himself. He can keep coming with that testosterone-driven energy every day and show up. And I think that's pretty much what makes a man. And the rest of it is to be careful of his strength, which he, first of all, to develop his strength and be careful of his strength and use it in places fairly, justly, morally. So I think a man really needs to know his morals. Otherwise, with the power that he can accumulate in his body, he can kill someone. And he's got to be responsible with how he uses his power.
It's very complex in how you put it. If I have to, if I'm a 15-year-old boy who's watching this, what does it mean to be a man today?
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you're a 15-year-old boy, start keeping your promises. Start living up to your word and show up with some sense of right and wrong. Keep asking yourself, was that right the way I spoke to my father? Was that right the way I spoke to my friend? Question yourself and always check whether what you're doing is morally right. And that's it. Just do what's morally right. And be strong enough, because people are going to try to stop you from doing what's morally right. So you've got to be strong. You've got to have the company of other men. That's another thing. If you're 15 years old, you better be building your network of other good, reliable, committed men. And that's when we'll do something good in the world. Makes sense?
Yeah. How do you go about picking this? Network in itself is like a hard thing, isn't it?
It means
especially in today's
we're doing something together. So we come together because of our deeds, our karma. It's called karma. So because of our deeds, we come together. And since we are doing something together, we are networked. That means I am happy to share my resources with you, and you're happy to share yours with me. And so suddenly, even without earning it, just by the virtue of being symbiotic, I have access to more resources. So if I want, let's say, a piece of land, I have resources. Even if I don't have the money, I can ask someone to buy it for me, because I'm being of so much value to them. So it's like that. So you need to know.
What you articulated here is the whole shift from perception to perspective. And you're saying as young as 15 or much younger.
Much younger.
And it holds good for both men and women, but you're actually talking about men specifically here, saying shift that from perception to perspective and practice that.
I mean, there's nothing more masculine than a man who shows up, gets along with other people, and does great things together. That's what our ancestors did. They painted on the cave like all 7 men hunting a big elephant. That's what we did, right? Why did we forget how to be men?
Where did we go astray, according to you? Where did that happen?
I think we made life too easy, so men don't have to be men anymore.
Say more.
When life is hard, then the men come up. So that's why I keep giving people challenges. I'm like, take this challenge, do this challenge, Because when we make our life hard, then we become strong. If we make our life soft, then we'll also become soft. If we make our life too easy, we'll also become soft, So that's what's happening. The men are turning into some soft jelly beans.
You think so?
Yeah, they can't survive a night in the forest. They'll get bitten by a snake. I'm sure about it.
When we astray, how do you come back? How do you know you're straying away and I need to come back? Is it that network that will bring it, or is it you, the power of you?
Thinking time. You need to take thinking time,
We don't do that today. Why?
Too busy.
With what?
Phone. What else?
Are you seeing this everywhere? Phone. I mean, you're seeing
Everywhere.
basically distractions.
Teenagers today are shaped like this because of the phone.
Yeah, the neck is down.
Yeah, they're like this. They hardly ever look up. They don't meet your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up with these guys? Someone pull their neck already. I'll feel like doing chiropractic on them when I see them. So really, you need to throw that phone away. It's not making you a man. That phone is not making you a man, for sure.
Are you also saying we are spoiled with choices? Like, too many choices and thereby we are just pampered?
Actually, it's an illusory choice because, unless you're learning to make money, you don't really have any choice. Every choice that you're given is just like different people competing for your little money. So when you have a lot of money, then you have choice. Ambani has choice. You can do stuff.
When you're in scarcity and survival, you don't have too many choices.
When you're not powerful, you can't get justice. Justice is the privilege of the powerful on this earth. If you accept this truth, then you'll say, how can I be powerful? You can never be powerful alone. You need to have other lions standing with you. Then you'll be powerful. Otherwise, no.
But isn't the power within you?
No. The power is within all of us when we network and work together. I used to do something really cool. We had a parapet wall like this in my martial arts class, and I said, you want to know the power of working together? So I took them to the parapet wall, and then I asked them to start coordinating their breath and their push. And the thing started shaking and moving, the wall.
A wall of this kind?
Like this.
Oh.
Out there. It's just a parapet. It's not connected to the top. So it started swaying. And I said, can one of you do this? No, you can't. So you really need to know the power of 50 people in one direction doing the same thing. It's too much.
What you're saying also is like, in a way, man needs to come out of that notion that I am powerful to the power of many to make something happen.
Yeah, I believe in parity, I don't really believe in this pyramid structure. It's not necessary. Nature doesn't have it. Why the hell do we have it?
But we have, no? Nature also has it. Survival of the fittest, the prey and the hunted.
No, I mean there's parity. One bear and another bear don't feel like they're not in the same status and stuff like that. Unless, of course, they prove it with their physical capability and whatever. So there is a structure formed, but it's still like, this person, this bear is not going to be like deprived of food and whatever. He's still getting food and he's still getting what he wants, So I see that in nature a lot. A lot of things are growing and everything is getting fed. So I think we need to spend more time in nature, and then we'll start realizing, wow, how's this working? How's this going to work in my life? So that's really what it is.
So if I start with a 25-year-old boy or man today, where do I start? Like if I have, I've been living in this world, phone addict or whatever distractions I've had, and here I am, and I want to restart. Right? And really discover the man in me, or the masculinity and the femininity in me. First of all, I'd like to understand your take on that, the balance of both. And if that's where I am beginning, whatever, imbalanced state I am in, where do I start?
Sure. I just need a break now for water. One sec. I think we have to start by doing hard things. Okay. So I have something called the 10 hard challenge.
Okay.
Yeah. It's saying the Gayatri mantra and then doing these dand baithaks, like the Pehlwans do. Like that. And then come up and stretch yourself again into Tadasana and go do that.
Something like burpees.
While saying black burpees, it's slow Indian burpees with Gayatri mantra. And it's done in the sun, in the morning, at dawn. 10 hard. So you do that for 10 days. Then there's 20 hard, which you do for 20 days. Then there's 40 hard, which you do for 40 days. Then there's 80 hard, which you do for 80 days. And there's 108 hard. And after that, we're all going to do what? Ironman. So that's what I'm doing.
The Ironman is like the Ironman that I'm familiar, running, cycling and
Triathlon.
swimming?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, running, swimming, cycling.
So you're saying that's where we start?
That's really where we start. We need to have that physical energy. If we don't have that physical energy, we'll never feel like a man. It's great to think like a man, very nice, but you got to also feel like a man. Okay, so that's why I think men should never stop working out. They got to.
That holds good for all, right? What you're saying is claim your body. First start with your body.
Yeah. You don't have energy, then what? You don't have energy, you don't have a strong body, then you're running out of time. Because you're aging and dying.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't accept that.
Yeah.
And it's not that difficult, Just stop harming yourself. Start informing yourself about what's draining your testosterone. That's where you should start. Do you know that the perineal gap, the gap between the testicle and the anus, like that gap is called the perineum. It's supposed to be very wide for men. People of my generation, Gen Y, have it pretty wide. But the younger generations, the Gen Z, it's getting closer and closer. This is an indication of less testosterone in the men today.
How does that change? I mean,
because they have less testosterone.
like,
For a woman, the perineum is very less. It's small, right? But for the man, the perineum is big. But men's perineums are getting smaller because there's a lot of estrogen in the water. There's a lot of estrogen in everything that we eat, the clothes that we wear. Men are washed in estrogen. It's difficult to expect them to be men without them getting their health back. They need to have testosterone. You want to be a man, you need to have manly hormones. Then you'll be a man. And that's it. You don't have to earn it in any other way.
and that's the only way to start on that is to work out, is to really
yes.
go through this hardship of
definitely.
really taking care of your body,
Definitely.
toughening it.
Would you buy a car that's all crashed up? No, right? Nobody's going to buy you when you're all crashed out. You got to be useful.
Yeah.
You got to keep your stuff working. Okay. Now, unfortunately, by some misfortune, if you've lost an arm or a limb, it doesn't matter.
You still have to go through it.
You can work out the rest of your body,
Yeah.
and you have to.
Yeah.
And you can't feel sorry for yourself, because, it is a sad thing to happen. And how long are you going to feel sad? That's my question. My Guru said the Guru mantra. Om malam gataha akalikam prachalati. Om, shit happens, immediately move on. This is the translation. Exactly.
Poker also teaches this. Dealt with bad cards, fold. Move on.
Fold. That's it. Yeah. At least be a good gambler. There are such bad gamblers that you keep expecting, I don't know what, man. Flowers to come out of cactus or something. That also happens once a year. But you're just like expecting the wrong things from the wrong place. So you got to be aware of where you are, who are you with, what are you doing, what's the context, how can I be in every single given situation. Thinking time. And as you think, the thinking becomes fast, it becomes feeling. You don't have to think anymore. You can just feel your way through. Oh, this doesn't feel good. Feels good. Okay. Because now you're verified it so much with reality that your senses are calibrated. Many people sense reality, but the senses are not calibrated. So then they're not really sensing reality. Everyone's got a version of reality in which they don't have to be tough.
Yeah.
It's a crazy version of reality because that's not the reality I live in. And that's when you start losing that masculine energy. That's a Shiva energy, you know. Yeah.
So what you're in a way saying is to start getting into the real you, you need to first be responsible for this body of you first. That's where it begins.
Absolutely,
Without that,
it's a good summary. Yes.
right? It is impossible to go through any transformative journey.
No.
You need to first own the responsibility and accountability of the body.
Yes, because your body has taken the shape of your habits.
Yeah.
And if you change your habits, you'll change your body.
I want to probe a little more. And this is where addiction comes in for a lot of us, right? Whether it is phone, food, all kinds of addictions. Smoking, drinking, drugs, whatever.
Porn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Talk to me about how this happens and how do you undo this? Of course, the first part of it is these hardcore Iron Man routines.
How it happens is because you've been sold that ease, convenience, and pleasure is the meaning of life. It's not. The meaning of life is only found in hardship. There is no meaning for somebody who has it all. Right? What's he going to work for if he's got everything? So there's always something that you don't have, no matter how you are. So you've got to feel that hardness. So when people have enough soft things in their life, they don't want to feel the hard things. Once you start having a bath in warm water, you don't want to have in cold water because it's uncomfortable. Right? But you have to do uncomfortable things if you want to unlock your strength. So that's the thing. So we're not looking for uncomfortable things to do. We're looking for easy things to do, which give us pleasure, which is smoking, drinking, whatever, everything you named.
But that's hard, no? I found...
It's a philosophy. It's a philosophy that things have to be easy.
No, I agree with you.
They've not got the truth. They don't find it morally right to go and do hard things.
Yeah.
And morally wrong to not do hard things. They find it morally okay. So they're moral. It's on the philosophy level.
But here's my question, right? When I meet, and in my journey as Attitude Makeover, I've met quite a few of them, and through change, the conversation has changed. I found people don't even know what they want. Right? That itself as a starting point is so hard.
It's not so hard. It's not so hard. People we'll had this purpose conversation over and over again.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, I can solve it in one sentence.
Okay.
Your purpose is to solve the biggest problem you have.
And all of us know what is the biggest problem we have.
Everybody knows
that. Yeah. So just close your eyes.
You know your biggest problem. Go solve it. Go do hard things. There you go. Your hard things are right in front of you. Huh? You don't have to think about it. Purpose. Only then when your life's really bad and you're like, I just want to escape from this. I've not had happiness in 10 years. I want to get out of this body. That's what people are saying, right? It's sad, man. It's not what we come on earth to do, you know. We come here to be glorious, to enjoy the power that we can have, you know. So I don't know why power is not a goal for anyone.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to get empowered by somebody else. I'm not going to empower myself. It's enough. Don't do this anymore. You did it, your parents did it, your grandparents didn't do it.
Yeah.
No. So we got in soft over just 2 generations, I think.
That's the change that we've gone through. And so what you're saying is first, reclaim the body, take ownership of that.
Reclaiming morals. Fundamentally. To understand that it's morally correct to do hard things and it's morally wrong to not do hard things.
Okay.
This is where everything starts. If you can agree with the statement, you will tomorrow itself find my channel and find 10 hard and start on it. But if you can't agree with this philosophy, then you're like, hey, it's okay. Why should we always be hard? Why can't we sometimes be soft? Why can't we mostly be soft? You know, if you argue, then If you argue for this, what you get, if you win the argument about this in your own mind, then what you get is softness and a life of lethargy and a life of just, I don't know, so much ennui that, I don't know, man. It's not what you're born. I feel that a human's worth much more than that, than to feel sorry for themselves. This is not why we're born.
What's a good question, as an introspective question here, to see how am I holding my morals? What's morals today for me?
Yeah, morals. Morals are you knowing in every situation whether you did right or wrong is measured against something. That something is your morals. So it's already there.
These are values.
Values, morals, yeah. Whether your values are also correct, So this is our fundamental engine. This is our algorithm. Our morals are our algorithm. So the actions that we do is bounded by our morals. That's the boundary. So we should know the boundaries of our action. What is right and wrong? Okay, will I steal? Okay, I don't steal. But what if nobody's looking? Now your morals come in.
Yeah.
Will I steal then?
Yeah.
So you need to know what kind of person you are.
Yeah. And that would be it's not necessarily passed on from parents to you. You have your own...
Well, it's definitely passed on from someone, not your parents, media, news, Bollywood, Thames Nadi.
Yes,
Thames Nadi. Yeah?
In Kannada we have, no? Anyway.
That's where I got it from. That's where I got it from. Okay. So the Thames Nadi is the British education which teaches you all sorts of immoral things.
Yes.
And then you're like, you don't know what you're doing anymore. You don't know your morals anymore. So now it's not so easy to decide because you become a liberal. A liberal is the one whose morals are flexible. That's a liberal. So that's what happened. You become one of those now. You're like leaning towards that side. And that's a soft side. They don't do hard things.
You know what caught my attention in this? I agree with all of it, but liberals are the ones whose morals are not being tested.
Stretchable. They can change form like anything.
That's nice, no? Isn't it nice to be flexible and adaptable and change your perception to perspectives?
But your actions are bounded by your morals, okay? So then your protection is also gone, okay? So you can be somewhere and doing something and you know what happens, right? You can see a lot of celebrities falling, boom, 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 because they don't have morals.
Step 1, know your values or morals. Yes. Step 2,
they protect you. Yes. The morals protect you.
Yes. Does it also mean know then thereby your boundaries?
They are your boundaries.
They are your boundaries.
The boundaries protect you. It's like a wall around your house. Yeah. You don't want everybody and anybody coming in.
Yeah.
And you don't want the wall to be flexible and stretchable.
God, I don't know how powerful. I mean, this is such a powerful thing you've told.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
And many of us don't know what our values are and what our boundaries are. Where do we draw those lines?
They haven't investigated. You know why? No thinking time. You know why? Mobile.
And this is why we fit in. This is why we try to fit in everywhere.
Because we're just running in the same circles of thinking. We're not able to break out of it. Because we just don't spend time practicing it. Think for yourself.
Yeah. You need to practice that and hone that skill itself.
The basic requirement for confidence is that you should think for yourself and not just take opinions from people. Only then you'll have confidence.
That's how you trust yourself.
That's how you trust yourself. That's why I trust someone. I trust someone who's confident because, the guy's thought through a lot of things.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah. So then you're owning your body, and from there then you need to know what is your biggest pain or suffering. Yeah. And then take ownership for that.
Yes.
And take baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps. Get help.
Okay.
Get help. Seriously.
How do you build that support system? Because that's a very important step.
Yeah, get help.
Lonely journey of this it's tough.
Lonely is impossible. Nobody can do it. No one. No. We say Alexander conquered this and that. Was it him alone? We say Shah Jahan built Taj Mahal. Did he do it alone?
But those are conquering the world and all. Here we're conquering ourselves. In
Nothing
that, why will someone
like,
else come and help?
Not even having a child you can do alone. Nothing you can do alone.
Fair enough.
Everything we need people. We are like that. We are not strong when we are alone. We get to certain level of strength, but then it kills you. The loneliness kills you. We are wired like that. We need those oxytocin and other such stuff. Just a second. So, what are we talking about?
Loneliness.
Loneliness. Okay. So loneliness is like it's a warning for you that you're losing the resources called people. Just like when you're hungry, you get a warning from your stomach, doesn't feel good, it's called hunger. And whatever, if you can't breathe, you get something called suffocation. It's a warning that things are going low. So in a similar way, loneliness is a warning that your people resources are running really low.
Could it also mean that sometimes you feel lonely even when you're around your own people?
Those are not
that
people
means
resources.
They're not your right
they're
resources.
They don't consider, there's no entity called we with them. You see? There's the you, there's me, and there's we. Now, the moment we say we care for the other person like it's us. But they're not saying that in their mind. They're not morally agreeing with that. So a lot of people are not in moral agreement of this thing called we. They can't handle it. They say they have commitment issues. So they can't handle that thing. So then they can't commit. So then you have stuff, like breakups in relationships and attrition in offices. Because it's the same thing.
God, I have so many segues here, but I'm going to...
Okay, stay focused. Okay, let's do it.
So, loneliness versus solitude. There's this whole shift again, right? It's about being comfortable in your own self, at the same time surrounded with the kind of people who have the similar values.
Yeah, well, continuous solitude is called loneliness. A little of it is good for you because you get thinking time. But if you got only thinking time, no doing time, you do with other people, what you'll do alone? What will you do alone?
Didn't you go through this journey yourself of going through loneliness, solitude, and then discovering, isn't that a process?
Solitude, yes.
Huh.
It has to be peppered in your life, and it's very important to have a few hours of solitude every day. Okay. For you to think, for you to consider, for you to evaluate, and for you to create. You need time. It's called solitude. But continuous solitude is called loneliness, is what I'm saying. So if you're always alone, and then you don't have anybody who's invested in you in any way, who doesn't depend on, there's nobody who depends on you for anything, then you get really lonely. Because that's not how human beings are meant to live, because we don't have power alone.
It's then what you're also saying is dispensable or replaceable.
Yeah, but isn't that what your education system makes you? Dispensable.
Yes.
One IT engineer, put another one.
Yeah. Plug and play.
Plug and play. It makes you plug and play. And I want to be part of an indispensable culture where I find my fellow man indispensable. And he finds me indispensable. That's the kind of relationships, that's only the kind of relationships I want.
It's like the honeycomb connect.
Yep. It's strong, right? Yeah. That's called tribe.
Yeah.
The opposite of loneliness is tribe, not lover. But people think they'll solve the loneliness problem with a lover. It doesn't work like that. You need tribe. Only then the loneliness problem. Because it's a people resource indicator. Saying people resources are low, people resources are low, people resources are low. Well, look, I got a boyfriend. But it's still low. I got a boyfriend, but I'm still lonely. That's what's happening to people. Because they need a tribe. Yeah.
But this is all not specifically for a man. This is for anybody, isn't it?
This is for anybody.
What's in it for a man in this? Is there any specific thing for a man?
I think a man needs to know mechanisms, okay? Because we like to build things. So if you can figure out the mechanism, like I put a lot of mechanisms and frameworks in front of you today. Right. If you go through this carefully and you listen to it a few times, you'll get a good framework. That's in it for a man. Now we got a framework, we can tweak the thing, we can make it as we want it.
Tools.
Framework. It's like when you make a house, you make a framework and then you put your whatever wall stuff on top of that framework. It's like a skeleton.
Yeah, okay.
So what I've given you is like a framework and you can build anything on it. It's like Lego. You can take the stuff and you can do a lot of stuff. Think about it. You need thinking time. Studying time.
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 It's hard, right? Like to just carve out time
If you
for
throw
our
your
own
phone,
self.
it's easy. Just throw your phone. You have time over time over time. No? Time on time on time. You can just like...
Do you start
If
with
you don't
5
like,
minutes?
I don't have my phone. Like, where's my phone? I don't know where's my phone. So I've experienced a lot of time. Because I left my phone only to answer Instagram and it's this long. And I answer everyone, man. Now Shashank is helping me, but for years I've been answering everyone. And it's not small, my Instagram is like this many messages. But I read because they're writing to me. So I read. And that's how I know what's going on in people's minds. Because they come and confess everything to a guru. So that's how I know if anyone can help, it's me. Because I've been sitting in the soup with people uncomfortably, but not complainingly, because I like doing hard things.
Yeah.
So I've been doing this hard thing for a long time. So I know what's wrong with society. I think we can fix it. And I think you can fix it yourself. You need to understand it yourself. And, we are all empowered beings. We don't have to fix each other or fix for each other. We can fix our own shit. All of us. And I believe that, So a very close friend of mine, she told me that one day, I was getting agitated about somebody, like, not listening to what I'm saying and just going and falling into the same fire again. So I was frustrated and I was complaining to her when I was in her house, and she's like, "Hey, Guru." I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Every being is designed to take care of itself, da." And I'm like, "Oh, impressive." So I wrote it down. She forgot that afterwards.
But see, this one, no, I want to tell you, when you are very consciously invested in yourself and want to change, that's when you're able to listen to these kind of things. Otherwise, it's just a hear.
Look, this is about men, right? I'll tell you one more masculine thing. It's intentionality. Because a man always has an intention. He's not exploring. He has a clear intention. And that is so masculine. Okay? Yeah, but, so you got to develop that, have a clear intention of why you're doing anything. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing, man? Why are you drunk walking through life, Sleepwalking through life.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, wake up, man. Put some cold water on your face and wake up.
I think a lot of the imbalance of the challenges of women, what women face, will change the day this intention.
Women are like half men now. They're wearing one pant and one sari and coming. Women are wearing at least half the pants.
At least the corporate world, what you're saying is like we are embodying the masculinity just to be out there.
Because the men are not being men, man. Yes. When the men start being men, the women are very happy. They're like, "Abba, relief." And they'll relax. And that's the one thing you can give to a woman as a man. Just show up as a man, she'll relax. Otherwise, she's being a man for you. You see that all the time.
This intentionality, right? When for example, you could see it in your own house. For example, when you go to your kitchen, who's doing the work, how it's done, who's getting served first, what's happening, is all intentionality, and through that is where you change your perspective.
Correct.
But it's not happening. So there's something disconnected as to why it's not happening.
One more secret I want to tell you. that this intentionality, it's a function of what? Why do you think a person becomes intentional?
When something's like really bothering them.
Yeah. They're facing the biggest problem. That's when they get... You got it, right?
Right?
Yeah, you can feel that answer.
I can feel it. Why can't they see it?
I don't know.
They come to you, right? Why? You should know. What is it? What are patterns you're seeing there? Why are they missing this?
Phone.
All?
Everyone needs a 10-day phone break next to the ocean and sleep on the beach.
Yeah.
Then you'll feel like men after 10 days. You're like, wow, that was hard. I did some hard things here. Men need this, We're trying to do it actually. We're trying to get some men together and really make them do this. They'll go back like men. They'll be like, no, I'm not taking no for an answer now. I got what intentionality. It's happening.
That's like walking in with curiosity, right? You're basically asking one to walk in with curiosity. Don't walk in with your preconceived perceptions, but walk in with curiosity to just watch, observe, and then understand what is happening.
You call it curiosity. I call it sensitivity. Isn't that a much better word?
Oh, yes.
That's what we need.
It's not there. Where do you start? It's not there. Like you talk to any woman, and I've spoken to quite a lot of women, whether it's in their 20s, 30s, 40s.
Oh God.
Men don't know how to connect.
Which movie shows a man thinking? Tell me. Very few. They show some thinking man once in a while, right? Like Sherlock Holmes. He was like a thinking man. And there was one fight scene in Sherlock Holmes where he calculates everything. It's so cool. He thinks about that before he hits the guy, and he hits him in exactly the right places. And the guy is out. So I'm like, that's the kind of man we have to be, a thinking man. Think 10 moves ahead. So you need time for that, man. You got to get rid of your addictions. You have to get rid of it. Otherwise, future is not looking good, buddy. So you have to be sensitive. Like, you be present first. Okay. Oh, relax your body. Learn to relax. Have you seen everyone's muscles? Look at my muscles.
Yeah, I have better ones. See this.
See, it's soft, right? You got to keep your muscles soft. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying keep it soft.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine.
You
It can be soft.
You got to keep it like I don't know, like jelly. Everything's got to be like jelly. So that's when you're sensitive. So secret is sensitive. Meditate. Relax your body. Get inside. Sync your breath with your inner breath. Your spine has another breath, okay? You got to sync. You got to feel that, first of all. It's very subtle. You feel your spinal breath, and then you start syncing your nasal breath with your spinal breath.
Yeah.
And then something happens. Your subconscious mind becomes open to you.
Yeah.
There's stuff you can change. There's something called determination which comes back in your mind, in your life. We call it Raudra. Yeah. If you're not Raudra, you're not getting stuff. Forget it. You have to be like a bulldog.
I went through this one session or learning train. I'm in my late 40s, and 2 years back I attended this workshop, which is called the art of theatre, social presencing. It's a theatre workshop of social presencing,
Okay.
and I just thought it's interesting. But for the first time, I was taught how to listen to my body.
Ah, wow.
I've never listened to my body. And
Where's this lesson in school, right?
Exactly. We don't teach all these basic things in school.
Yeah.
When your body can tell you so many things loudly and you don't know how. And this is a woman telling, I don't know how a man even discovers this.
By becoming sensitive.
But you don't even have that iota of that running in your blood.
Well,
You have
no,
to
of course not. A
cultivate
man
it.
has to be really sensitive to be a good man.
Yes.
Otherwise, he can't be a good man.
So, as a young child, you have to start nurturing this, is it? How do we as parents and as a society inculcate this in our boys?
Stop sending them to school.
Eh?
Yeah. Instead, take them out in nature and teach them. Maths, you can teach them, man. It's not so hard. All they need is maths and language. You can't teach them that much. Rest of it, they learn. Tell them, here, I'm going to give you this much time to be on the internet and learn this thing. Learn it. And then, internet gone. Back to building things. Give them a tough life. They'll become tough. Children. They need to see that. They need to be like, they need to feel that animal part of themselves. That tribe part of themselves. How they can get together. Like you put 10 kids together, they'll automatically form a tribe and they'll start doing things. You'll see it. But as they get older, they lose that ability. They go, what will everyone think of me? All these hesitations. It's all coming because of low energy.
Men have lesser tribes as they grow up? Is that what you're seeing?
Small kids have a big tribe and then they just get smaller, 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 smaller as you get older, and then you have 2 friends. What happened to your tribe? Because you didn't do anything together. you were all put together by this Thames Nadi system. So that's not how you teach children. Oh my God.
What would ideally be a good thing to start teaching as part of your curriculum or at home or whatever, wherever?
Okay.
That'll hone this as you grow.
So teach them marks are not important. I can't not send you to school because I'll feel like morally imbalanced if I do that. So, but we can agree that marks are not important, but knowledge is. And
Knowledge.
yeah.
Can you describe knowledge?
Like the ability to do
Oftentimes
something.
Information is knowledge.
Knowledge and skill, both are important, you know. Knowledge is like how things work. You need to know how things work. And you need to have the skill to go and make it work. So that takes the practice. So there's theory and there's practice. You need both. The theory part is called knowledge, the practice is called skill. So that's it. You need knowledge and skill. So you need to apply this, you know. And you need to get knowledgeable about everything. That start with the biggest problem. Like even a child has problems. And you can start with the biggest problem. Suddenly purpose will come. And they'll be like, wow, what about this? And then they'll learn about the world that way. You know, that's how it's supposed to be unfurled. Unfurl the world on them by pulling them into it, being a support and just being there.
If I could just summarize this conversation, let's see.
Yeah.
What you're saying is the world that we live in overrates hard work but underrates judgment or decisions. You're saying through practice and being sensitive, you need to hone the skill of hard work, but being very purposeful there. And then practicing the art of making decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
And that requires that level of sensitivity as you go through that process.
Because after some time, decisions become hard because everything looks like a blur. Like both look like, I don't know, not clear. So then that's why people don't decide. They're not able to see. They don't have that penetrative intelligence to go and think their way out of that. They're hitting a thinking roadblock, aren't they? That's what they're doing.
And then it's fight or flight.
Yeah, then it's of course stress response and no health and, you know, firefighting, and this is what people are engaged in. This is what they learn after years of school. So stop sending your children to that torture chamber. Yeah.
But we send children to schools because there's a whole philosophy of money, and what you're talking about is a currency of time, whereas the world runs on the currency of money. So you're saying there needs to be a constant balance.
Why is education not educating us about money? It's not. I didn't have a single lesson about money in school and college. I did 2 degrees, nobody talked about money. Only I wanted to talk, nobody wanted to talk.
Can we talk a little bit about time as a currency? Because I feel like in this world, if you look at anybody, whether it's a youngster as young as 10, 15 years to as old as, you know, the oldest, you're always running to make more money. And your validation is associated with that. Like how much money you earned, how you looked at, your identity sort of connects with that. Right? But what you're talking about is also an important aspect, an identity where I respect time and I look at time very differently. It's a concept shift, isn't it? From what we are so normalized into.
Yeah, you're right that you can look at time as a currency of life. If you have time, you have life. That's all it is. So your life is made up of moments, and so moments are time. So we have many words for time in Sanskrit, like so many. The way they have described time, from the smallest, which is a nimisha, which is like an eye blink, blink of an eye. From a nimisha all the way to yugas and whatever, they've got such a big concept of time. Why do we have all these concepts of time? It helps us to time our actions for the maximum result. That's what it is. So it's everything. I think a big part of manners is timing. You know, so
Manners.
Manners. Whether someone feels respected or not. My manners make you feel respected. That's called manners. It's not, you know, eat with your fork in this hand and that hand. I don't care. That's etiquette.
How you treat
Yeah,
them.
but manners is not wishing someone good morning or good evening. I don't even care about that. But it's whether they feel respected by you or not. That's your manners. So if you go to someone and you're not even intending to hurt them and they're getting hurt, and you're hurting them, then you got to slow down. Yeah. So time is really a huge currency, and that's what we should be accumulating. And how do you accumulate time? There are two ways. One is you make this body eternal. It heals faster than it damages itself. If everything in your body today got damaged, you could heal it all in your sleep today, you're immortal. Children are immortal because they heal faster than they get damaged. And somewhere they become mortal. When they get bad habits, they become mortal. So the human is born immortal. And we lose it along the way. So we can gain it back. All that data is still in your stem cells. You can take it out from there and you can use it. So that's what yoga is all about. That's about making the body eternal. But the second thing is symbiosis. Like, I can show up here today because I have a whole huge team enabling me.
Yeah.
That's how I can show up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I was all alone, I couldn't do it. So now I have the time to come here, spend with you, be leisurely, relax. Because my team's taken up a big burden. Yeah. So that's called symbiosis, right? And with that, they're getting purpose, they're getting meaning, they're getting paid, they're getting everything. And I'm getting also my work done in the world. And my team also owns that work. Everybody here wants to save humanity from stupidity. They're clear about it. Having been former stupid people themselves, including me, everybody, we came here and we used our brains and we did hard things. Now you want to do hard things, you come to the Gurukulam. And you do hard things. But you don't have to come here to Mysore physically. We work online. And people are solving the problems in different countries from the guidance they're receiving from the acharyas here. It's crazy, this is like some Rajguru business, We're just building millionaires, billionaires across the world. Of course we became also. Because we're just cooperating and we're doing hard things. Because we're doing hard things, we can't stop the money from coming. It's coming. Yeah. We can't stop it. We want to stop also, we can't. Because we get urgency to do hard things.
I think this is something I learned. It became a clear perspective to me recently, I think, when I started this company. You're constantly chasing money. And when you lead with money as the objective, how you make decisions is very different from when you lead with a
moral.
Yes, a value, as an objective.
Hmm.
Money will come.
Money will come.
People will come.
See, I want moral money.
Yes.
I don't want immoral money.
Yes.
So I'm not willing to do immoral things for money.
Yeah.
So that's it. So I won't gamble. I don't bet upon things and wish it'll get over. I need proof. Then I'll invest my time. Yeah. Otherwise I won't invest myself. So making money is all about where you're investing yourself. Are you investing in relationships that just don't add money to you? A lot of people are greatly invested in relationships that don't add money to them. And they're not investing in the relationships that add money to them. And so they're doing wrong by the people who are actually bringing value. They're just doing drama over here. They're getting nothing. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think we need to have values. To evaluate, you need to have values. Yeah.
So you earlier talked about you being a confession chamber for a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
Can you sort of recognize patterns there and just
talk
about what are some top 3 or 4 patterns you see in this confession chamber?
Okay, one is blaming others for your problems.
I got, don't we all? Okay, the victim part.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, no, this is like the anger kind of, I don't know. It's like a half-empowered victim. They're blaming others. So therefore they're feeling a little superior. So they're just sitting there tripping on some little squirts of serotonin from their brain. It's a sad life. Okay? And then there's another person who feels like the victim. That this person feels that they are incapable. I'm not good enough. This is another set of mental disease. And the third one is that this goes to the next level where people start thinking somebody's done something to them. Somebody did black magic on me. And then,
Like you feel so powerless or
yeah,
helpless.
they feel so helpless and powerless. They've lost touch with their own power because they don't have 2 minutes to think. And just like be honest, like, hey, stop, everybody stop. Is this drama why I came on earth? No. Clearly no. Just say no. When you say no, then suddenly you got some values. You say no to this poverty of options. Why are you stuck? There's so much you can do. Just get out. Do your thing,
So we started with owning up our body, responsibility for our body, owning up responsibility for our pain, and going that path, then looking at time and money and currency. What is our currency? To then the art of making decisions and the practice involved in it, to then building the tribe. And that's how you go on and practice to evolve yourself to.
Wow, what a nice podcast.
Oh, right. Am I?
We covered a lot of things like a course,
Yeah.
It's great.
Dude, it's all you.
No, it's also your questions.
So, I want to now interject a whole bunch of, distractions, if we can call it that. We talked about money as well.
No problem. Let's get into it. This is the spicy part.
So, you've spoken about porn and since this is all about what does it mean to be a man in this world, I eventually come to what a woman experiences as a result of being surrounded with men like this. Or should we go that way first? How would you prefer?
However you prefer.
Let's start with the first part.
Okay.
So, we talked about loneliness, we talked about money, and now porn. Our introduction to the most beautiful thing as human beings is through these pornography, especially for boys. The conversations are very limited on what it means, how to experience. If we don't, as parents, have it. Schools are more methodical.
No, nobody's
in the
talking
way,
about it. Yeah.
Right? And so books probably, if you're into reading, you can advance your knowledge and gain some wisdom. But otherwise...
I've got a program called Unporn Yourself,
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you do there? You give them a lot of porn stuff and then get tired with it
No,
okay, done.
I don't do such methods. We make them do
That's
hard
a cool
things.
method.
No, we make them do hard things.
Okay.
That's it.
What is hard? Like the push-up?
Physically hard things, yeah.
That does it?
That does it. Suddenly they realize, wow, I can be committed, I can invest in myself. I don't have to waste it all.
Are you saying porn addiction is because I can't invest or commit to myself?
Yeah, you just it's a philosophy thing. You think that it's okay to just have pleasure and you don't want to do hard things. You haven't thought about it enough. That's it.
It's a chase for pleasure.
Yeah, porn addiction is just a man not thinking enough. He doesn't have time and then he's using this to not think again. It's a man avoiding thinking who's addicted to porn.
Yeah. So I come from the technology side, and one of the things, I think, if you ever want to watch industry trends, you need to watch the porn industry and how it's adopting to technology and every trend out there, because that's a mass that's like,
Yeah, but it's a highly disorganized sector.
Absolutely. But you see, it appeals to every man, every young to the oldest. There are different ways. You could be educated, you could be uneducated. You may know how to scroll, you may
I just think
know
it's a lack of knowledge because nobody's talking about what it does to you.
What does it do to you?
It releases dopamine unnecessarily, right? Like what happens is, you scroll and you see so many women in one session, okay? Nobody watches just one video. They get fed up of that, then they go to something else, they go to something else, they go to something else. So now, your brain is thinking that you have become such a successful man that you've got all these women as sexual partners. That's what your brain is thinking. And it's releasing serotonin like that. Dopamine and all sorts of stuff. And then it's good for a while because your testosterone raises. It's great. The moment these guys ejaculate, the testosterone falls because now it doesn't need that anymore. It's done its job. Okay, so you don't need that power anymore. So everything goes down. The guy becomes more docile, and he gets bored after some time. Then again he wants to see porn, because that's the only way he can feel that power. But you're just like fooling yourself, man. I mean, it's really pathetic. Like, Ashwatthama's milk, right? Dronacharya was so poor that he couldn't give Ashwatthama milk, and Ashwatthama didn't know that what does milk taste like. He had no idea.
Yeah, I don't.
So the kids fooled him. They put chalk powder and water, and they gave it to him, and they said, "This is milk." And poor Ashwatthama was drinking it, and he goes to his father with great joy and says, "I got to drink some milk today." And he says, "Dude, this is chalk powder." Then Drona feels the pain. Finally, he becomes a man. He mans up. He said, "I can't do this anymore. I have to take care of my family." And that's when that thing happens in Mahabharata. But that is what people do. It's Ashwatthama's milk, this porn. It's not the real milk. You didn't get those 7 women. You're not a king yet. But people, for that 1 minute, they're releasing serotonin and dopamine as if they're a king. So it's going to cause mental health issues, right? And then when you actually get a woman, you can't get turned on because you need those 7 naked women. Only then you'll get turned on because you got so used to it in porn. Or some people get worse and worse and worse. I've seen people turn gay just by watching porn. I'm not even kidding you. They started off straight in my school, my college.
But that can't be just because they watch porn, no?
That's what they explained to me. I said, how did this happen to you guys? Because in first year we were admiring the girls and now you're admiring the boys. But I'm like still admiring the girls. What happened here? Like, kya hua mere ko samjhao? So he said, we started watching porn. Then we became bi-curious. Then we became bi. Now we're gay. That's what he told me. And I was like, wow, man, thanks for telling me this. Porn is dangerous.
This part I don't know. Okay, how? Just by watching.
I don't know, but I found this quite a good explanation. Because if you go on watching bi-curious, bi-porn, then you're going to convince yourself that you're bi after some time. And that's what a lot of people have done. There are real people who are actually bi, there are real people who are actually homosexual, but there are a lot of people who are confused because of porn. So they're like, I'm on a spectrum. They don't really know. They're just bored of a video. So they want some other video. They're so like, let's try BDSM. Let's try something else. Let's try something else. And before it gets pretty disgusting pretty fast, okay? And then you're only turned on by the disgusting things now.
Yeah.
Oh God. You're not turned on by a woman's smile? You're not turned on by her eyes anymore? No. You never noticed. Because he's evaluating everyone just by the shape of their rump as he's walking outside. And he's not seeing their face. He hasn't seen any beauty, no jewelry, like kuch bhi notice nahi kiya. Then all the ladies are saying that men are insensitive. You know what's making them insensitive? Porn.
One of your talks, you talk about edging. Yeah.
Yes. This is what a man has to do because your testosterone raise is still there. If you shoot it out, then you're gone. You lost your testosterone, it'll just fall.
For you, shoot it out.
If you shoot or if you ejaculate, you don't ejaculate. You go till the edge and you learn to bring your orgasm there only. Without ejaculating.
How?
Practice that.
What practice?
Practice it.
What? What practice?
Practice
Like you
masturbation.
Okay.
Till you reach a peak. Like you know that you're going to ejaculate at number 10 intensity. So you calm down at 7 intensity.
And then stop.
And train yourself. Do hard things.
Oh, you stop there and go do your burpees?
No burpees. You stop stimulating and then you wait and then you keep going and you keep hitting that 7 and you make that 7 and your brain will start orgasming at 7 instead of 10. Then you can have multiple orgasms like a woman.
I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and that makes you have something called virya.
Virya.
Virya. Yeah. So that's your sexual energy, sexual power. And so that is a very attractive thing if you have it.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't have it, then you're missing out on something very important.
Do you have a course for this?
Yeah, it's called Unpawn Yourself. That's what they're doing.
Oh,
They're doing
this
these hard
course.
things. Yes, it is. It started. We have some 100 registrations for the first batch.
I think we should have more people.
We'll have more. We'll have more. This is going to go viral. Yeah, Unpawn Yourself is going to lead also into another course which I want to design, like more intense. It's called Remembering Masculinity.
What do you want to do in that?
I want to make men remember how to be men. My gift to the world. Real men.
Isn't that part of your name as well? Pashupati is one who changes the animalistic behavior.
Yeah, that's one meaning, but actually the word comes from Pasha. Pasha means noose, like a rope, which you tie animals with.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Pasha, the one who holds the Pasha is the Pati, and that's the Pashu. So what does this actually mean? That means that the Guru gives teachings. And if you stay within those teachings, and you do all the hard things he asks you to do, you'll get success. That's what it means. That's Pashupati. So yeah, of course, a lot of people are behaving like Pashus, but with the Pasha, they suddenly become divine. That's Pashupatinath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is such an interesting conversation, I must tell you.
I'm glad.
Now,
I'm glad you like it. Let's go on.
we spoke about 25-year-olds, right? When I talk to more 35-year-olds, suddenly there is a realization about death. Death, not just about death of your immediate family, like your parents, they're aging. Suddenly you sort of become a sandwich population in some ways. You have your own responsibilities for your career, your journey, etc. You have wife and children, and then you also have aging parents. So suddenly your exposure to death becomes more real. And that awareness changes, again, it comes back to question your identity.
Yeah, I'll talk about it 1 second.
How's death?
So, yeah, death. I mean, I asked my Guru, what's death? And he said it's sheer irresponsibility. That's what he said.
Irresponsible.
Irresponsibility of human beings that they die.
I think it's inevitable, isn't it?
That's what it is. That's the irresponsible thinking. We have to stop.
Say more.
Because, this body, if you take care of it, is immortal. It is like got every single mineral that is making its immortality, and the way that the human being is made is that we have mechanisms to raise our energy, our cellular energy, and we can just raise it to any level, capturing energy from the sun, the moon, fire. With the yagnas, we can capture that energy, and also the elements, all the 5 elements, we can capture energy from light and the 5 elements. But light is one of the 5 elements. It's called fire, tej. So yeah. So when we know how to do all this, to not learn it, and then let the body die, is sheer irresponsibility, according to my Guru. Don't shoot the messenger.
I have some few rapid fires.
Okay.
It's not really rapid fire, but these are more like, the spikes, right? One of the things is, why are more Indian families so messed up? Because, it originates from there, right? We create boys and girls who carry all these generationally, not just through genes, but the patterns are also passed, yes, and more. And so we're just passing it forward.
Yeah.
So why are more and more families so messed up today?
Well, there's a lot of factors. I would like to wrap it up by saying TBMN. We call her TB Amman here. TBMN.
And-
Thames
and-
Nadi. Thames Nadi.
Thames Nadi.
Bollywood, media and news. And now maybe even porn. Yeah, porn. I got to fit the P in somewhere.
That's the reason.
This is the reason that everybody's messed up. It's not the karma and the stars. I mean, of course, the stars are the reason that they messed up. But you can change all that stuff if you have some sensitivity, man. Look, if I throw a boulder at you, whether it's dangerous to you or not depends on whether you moved or not. If you stood there, it's very dangerous. It'll kill you. But if you moved out, it's not dangerous. It just flows by. That's astrology. That's your stars. You should know how to safeguard yourself in that season, and then you're good. So you can sense the season. You don't need to check your astrology. You know what season is. Is your life going good right now, or are you going through a bad patch? Everybody will tell you whether there's good patch or bad patch. They know. They don't need to know specifically which stars. You know you're going through a bad patch. Just slow down, man. Why are you trying to drive at the same speed? Slow down. Go bump by bump. That's called thinking your way through things. It slows you down in the beginning, and later thinking becomes an instinct. It becomes a feeling itself. That is called sixth sense. Sensitivity.
Most of what you're talking is very practical and very, like, if you really think about it, if you're wise, it's so practical, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Huh? And yet we miss it. The obvious, the simple are the hardest ones.
No.
Simplicity is more hard.
No. It just takes more thinking time. It's not hard. It's just a matter of practice. You get good at thinking after some time, and you get fast at it. But you need to consider things, man. You can't really just... people take one emotional impulse and they want to act.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. There's more data here, You don't have to just feel the biggest pain and then blast yourself. Like, feel everything. Feel the associated pain. And there'll be like, once you remove this layer, there'll be another layer of pain. So it's all there. Like, so then, at the end of the day, you can be happy if you put something good on your timeline upcoming. That's the only secret of happiness. What else? When you see in your future something good is coming, you'll be happy. After you get it, you won't be happy anymore. Then you have to look forward to something else.
It's like the
That's
only-
called tosha. That's the smallest happiness. Okay?
dosha.
Tosha.
T-O-S,
T-O-S-H-A. Yeah, tosha. So, not that. That is very hard work. It's like a lot of hard work for this happiness. Okay? Putting things on your timeline, then getting it done, and then feeling happy, but it's over. Now you can't feel happy about it anymore.
You're searching for new ones.
How many more people will you tell that you built a house? After some time, the happiness is gone. Even though you got your dream house, you're not happy anymore, right? So this tosha is a really poor way to be happy. It's like return on investment is too less. But you want a high ROI happiness, you can think about mudita. It's better. Higher ROI. Mudita is you feeling happy by serving other people. Are you feeling happy when other people succeed? That's mudita. So it's just you being a nice person. Okay, that makes you a little more happy. Like the ROI on being a nice person, effort is less to be a nice person. Just don't be nasty, and the return is a lot. Okay, good happiness. That's mudita. Now there's the next level of happiness, which is called ananda, and that is, nanda means respect, and ananda means mutual respect. So when you establish frames or even interactions or moments with people of mutual respect, you get ananda in your life. And it releases something, I think, called anandamide. Okay, I'm not a scientist, I don't know. But they found out some molecule called anandamide and they named it that. So you feel like, when you're in ananda, you feel high. If you're in a mutually respectable place where you feel like nobody here disrespects me, how nice. You feel ananda.
Yeah. Belonging.
Belonging. Okay? So that's the biggest happiness. And there's a bigger happiness than that also. It's called the joy of having a human body. Sushupti. So that's the thing. That's what you felt as an embryo. You're not feeling that joy anymore. It's all gone, right? When people are not feeling joy in their body also starts to decline. It turns into something fragile.
What state are you in?
What? Of body?
Ananda.
Oh, okay. I have everything. I have tosha also just for fun. I have mudita, a lot of it. And I have ananda. Mudita comes when you serve others. I do a lot of that. And then there's Ananda because I'm in my own akhada, like who will disrespect me? So no problem. Yeah, so then Sushupti, I have time for Sushupti. It needs time to sit and enjoy your body. Just enjoy your body. Kuch mat karo, don't do anything. Just enjoy your body. Without doing anything. There's a lot going on. Are you sensing? There's a lot going on. Kuch bhi nahi, like nothing. You're blind to it, right? We need to slow down. We need to be sensitive. I told you there's an inner breath and there's an outer breath, and you need to coordinate both. Then you'll be in a very powerful state. Your state of mind matters. And you can cook up any delicious state of mind. In yoga, we have 5 elements. We can cook any state of mind. The 5 elements are the five avasthas, Awake, sleeping, not sleeping, dreaming, and just having joy, Sushupti. And then there is this thing, Turiya and Turiyatita. Turiya is just like having self, a sense of self, is Turiya. And Turiyatita is even losing a sense of self. So these are the 5 elements of consciousness. You can mix it up. If you're a good mixer, you can make a nice mix and keep. Mix of consciousness. How do you want to feel? You can decide. If you know how to pour a consciousness cocktail. So this course which I teach is called Yoga Nidra. It's like a super expensive course. But it teaches you how to make a consciousness cocktail. So you can be in the right consciousness all the time.
How expensive is it?
5 lakhs only.
What the fuck?
It changes your consciousness. It's not cheap, okay?
No, that's good. What you're actually walking the talk, isn't it? You're saying, hey, work on yourself. Change that whole concept of money to time as a currency and see money come and work for you. That's pretty cool.
I don't have to chase money. Yeah. Lakshmi ji is here. See, this is an owl. This is for her. This is the Garud.
No.
For Vishnu. Both are here. I don't have to chase.
Where's Saraswati? Got it. You talk about power, MMA, and I've seen some of your content there, in power, right? And one of the things you talk about, 2 things you talk about is giving makes you more powerful. I think you just hinted at that in just...
Mudita,
right?
Yeah.
The other part...
Also the gratitude. When you give to someone, they're grateful. So that gratitude of people makes you powerful. That's the only real power, nothing else. Everything else is gas.
Gratitude of people makes
is the only power that you can wield. The other is military power that you wield. You got the cops. If you're the government, you have power.
Yeah.
But that's military power.
Yeah.
That's also great. Military power is great too. But there's something called moral power.
Yeah.
Where you're doing the right thing, you can't be stopped because you're investing your whole being in it and nobody can tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
And you're invested in things. Yeah, so that's also there.
That's driven from here.
That's what gives you drive, because you're doing something bigger than yourself.
True.
That gives you drive, People are like, I don't have drive. Well, it's a function of your body. If your body is not driven to do hard things, your mind also will not drive itself to do hard things. It just won't work.
One thing I learned about martial arts, I was talking to you about jiu-jitsu, is they teach you frames. Frames of how to guard yourself or protect yourself. And while martial arts is all understood to be more about the power of fights, I think the real thing is about restraint. It teaches you a lot about restraint. And a first part of that is knowing what the other person is protecting as power. How do you find that?
Oh, they'll throw it in your face. You don't have to find it.
Tell me more. How? Like they'll say?
Yeah, they'll use every power at their disposal to show their status.
How do men today show that?
Conversation, how you show up, what you're wearing, how you're holding your face, how you're holding your body. All of these things matter. So they're all signals of power. And you can't just make the signals. You have to be powerful. You have to back it up. Then only you'll get that real radiation of power. So a powerful person is connected to all the energies that will help him if needed. So that's what you're feeling around. That's the silence you're feeling around a powerful person. It's the energies he's always connected to, which are sources of his power. And that's how it is. We've got to get our power wirelessly or by food. And the wireless power what we're getting is 5G and that and this and this and this Bluetooths. So it's going to shake up your power. You got to get good sunlight, proper sunlight. And don't take artificial light at night. That's the stage, that's the element, one of the fire, it's the fire. You will mess up your internal energy system when you start taking in blue light at night. So a lot of people have messed up their energy system, their hormonal system doesn't work because you know how hormones work? When you go in the sun, sulfonated cholesterol becomes hormones like vitamin D and serotonin, melatonin. All of these get produced. Now melatonin remains inactive as long as there's blue light. When the sun sets, there's no more blue light, melatonin gets active, that's when you sleep and that's how you recover, right? But people are then putting on blue lights, artificial lights, and they're getting all like radiated, and brightness of the light also matters. Melatonin gets activated, won't get activated, and so they don't sleep well. And slowly it starts with some niggling sleep problems, and then they run out of all their stores of melatonin. Now they have to eat it orally, otherwise they can't sleep. What is this lifestyle?
Vaishnav, what is this lifestyle you got going over there?
I can't understand. Like, not only that, you're killing your manliness.
Yes.
Also, because your testosterone doesn't get produced. It's a hormone that gets produced in the sun. And then it gets killed. And then something called DHA, which converts, sunlight into direct electric current inside your body. Okay? DHA. It's not there in anyone's diet. It's basically fish and seafood. But a lot of people are vegetarian, they can have algae as supplementation. But every time you look at your phone, you burn DHA. Every time you use your laptop, you burn DHA. And so if you're not supplementing, you're going to end up with problems. So you have to eat a lot of fish if you're going to use your laptop all the time. And then there are radiations coming out of the laptop. Beautiful RF. Radio frequencies. Yeah. It's like the greatest way to become important is to keep your laptop on your lap. Because it'll radiate you nicely. I have a suspicion that's how Steve Jobs died also. With laptop radiation. And he didn't let his kids use any of his devices. So I also don't use any of his devices. I use it. Just put the camera there far away and I take video. And then that's
These days it's also the headset, right?
Oh yeah, the Bluetooth headset. Like you can, why not we put microwaves into the brain? And people are like, great idea, let's put it on our eyes also. Now they got that thing. So they'll radiate the brain through the eyes. Oh my God.
What are you protecting as power?
I don't protect anything. Power is its own protection. You don't have to protect power. Power is its own protection. That's how it is. So my power is, I told you, it's the 5 elements.
I'm going beyond that, a little beyond that. So when
what are you
we
talking
talk about, like for example, let's say you and I have met, right? Most of the times, it's when you meet someone new, you invariably start showing the power of you in some ways, right? And that's what I meant by in martial arts, when you're in a fight, you sort of, while you're figuring out your frames, it's the quickest path you figure out what the other person is protecting. That gives you a lot of...
okay, that's your model. Okay. I don't do that. I don't figure out what the other person is protecting. I just see how's his energy.
What's energy?
When I fight, I just see how's the energy of the person. I know what they're going to do next, because the energy is going to move first before the hand moves.
How?
And you just feel it. You just connect and feel. That's called sensitivity.
But that, no. So what I have learned is, as I'm holding this, as you move, I don't even have to do anything. I know what's quivering, what's moving, and that's how you figure out.
Correct. Yeah, that's sensitivity,
Okay.
From your hand. Now I know where you're going to take your hand next, because your shoulders are already tightening.
Yes.
So I know where your hand's going next. So I can go with you. So that's how I fight. I don't really think what is he protecting and all that. I don't have time for that.
Is it a futile attempt to even figure that
I
out?
think it takes too much time. Just finish it with
For the
energy.
other person.
Finish it with energy. When I use my hands on someone, I can heal them too. Because I'm also very good at massage. So if somebody attacks me, I'll heal them so that they don't want to fight anymore. They just go. I started doing that. That was cool, So the last person I hit was in 2010. After I figured this out, I stopped hitting people.
Oh, from proper street fights, you went to healing like this, massage. Huh?
Just heal them instead of hurting them.
Hey, epidida, from this
I did one video on it with Rebecca, Lakshmi Rebecca.
The chai wali. Yes.
I did one video with her on it. And I don't know, people are not believing in the comments that this is happening. They're not believing me, man.
But that requires a different kind
these
of...
are all trained actors, because they got healed. They're both lying down, right? The two guys attacking me, they got healed and they're just lying down like this, just enjoying themselves. And I'm like, this is what you should do. You should invest your time. You can learn this level of mastery of martial art, right?
If I can interpret this conversation, this part, and see if I can understand this and put sense for myself, what you're saying is, when you know the power of you, and you're very connected with the energies around you, then there is no need to figure out the other side. You are in a state of calmness.
So what I like to avoid in a fight especially is having models.
Having models.
Models.
Okay.
This is a model, let's figure out what his thing is and then we'll do that. Frameworks and models. Don't
Doesn't
do
work.
it. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's only energy that works.
Yeah.
Just connect in and go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's the fight.
Yeah.
Even if 10 guys are there, there's a flow.
Yeah.
So you get into the flow, you can dance between the raindrops,
Yeah.
So you won't get hit.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
What you're saying is having the presence of mind. For that, owning...
Sensitivity.
Your
sensitivity has to be very high.
I think we should just name this podcast Sensitivity.
Do you know many artists, they become good painters because they've been observing so much that, they're very sensitive. They're seeing so much. They see your face once, they'll just remember it and they can go home and draw it.
I've not met such artists only.
And many of my teachers, especially the Japanese teachers, they were all artists.
Yeah?
Yeah. The greatest martial artists, like the guys you heard about the samurai, right? Cutting the fly in half and all. So like that. They got that kind of skill, but they're also very good painters.
Yeah. I'm switching here.
Yeah.
You spoke about violence and that really connected with me, and I think your knowledge on violence just opened, I feel the world understands violence as just the physical violence, right? But you spoke about violence beyond just being physical. Sometimes silence is also a form of violence.
Correct.
And then you spoke about 3 parts that contribute to it, like your identity, like objectification and threat and, and then no consequence. I want you to talk a little more so that I can go deeper into this, because if I talk about what does it mean to be a man today, I think that is the biggest part, isn't it? We're very violent, whether it's through silence or physical violence, but we sort of fluctuate between these 2 extremes, and so it's a very important...
Yeah, I mean, the people who are violent feel backed in a corner, like a cornered tiger will fight because he has nowhere to go. So when people get cornered, they get violent.
So you're pushed to the wall.
You're pushed to the wall, then you'll be violent. You have no other choice. But in general, you can make offers to people and avoid violence. The person who knows to make offers can avoid violence now.
Make what?
Offers.
Oh, like give something. Ajao.
Well, you can offer them a new reality also. You can offer them anything. A new reality where they don't have to hit you. Offer it to them. Make it worth their time. They'll not hit you.
So someone is going through this. Yes, I want to twist the conversation. Bullies and the bullied. Right? It's always, you'll see a lot of content, articles, everything for the bullied. The bloody bully has no consequences. He doesn't face it. And it goes on. So same way with this person who's violent.
How can you be entitled to punishing a bully without having power? You need to have power to punish the bully.
But the bully himself
Look, I've been in both places. I've been a bully and I've been bullied also. Okay. So when I got bullied, I couldn't take it. I said I have to do something about it. So I did on my own. Then it didn't work. Then
what did you do?
I hit.
You hit.
Hit and fight and all that.
Violence.
I tried. Violence. Okay. I couldn't even enter my house from the front gate. I had to go from the neighbor from the other side, jump the 2 walls and come into my house. That's how my life had become. So I said, no, I'm going to face it, and I started fighting. Because they were teasing me about my stammering. I got mad and I hit them, and then one thing led to another. Now I have a gang of boys wanting to hit me, and it's a sport for them. So I went and I fought bravely, and again they captured me. They coated my face. They made me coat my own face with cow dung. Then they pushed my head also in the cow dung and rubbed it, and I had blood also on my face. They made me sit on a wall, and then they're hitting a cricket ball on me. One guy is bowling and the other's hitting the ball on me. Like, they're trying to hit the ball, and they're like such bad shots. I'm like, the ball is not even working. Like, but I was sad because I thought I did the most heroic thing, and I don't have anyone to teach me how to do more. So I'm like, why are you not sending me a fighting teacher? I was mad at Shiva. Why are you not sending? And he sent. This guy came to teach me. And right there, he pulled me out of that place. He told me to come next day morning, 5 o'clock to his house, and started training. That's when I realized what I'm learning in karate class is like nothing, man. What is this? We're fighting one guy and with few allowed punches and kicks. And what all happens in the street, you can't even predict, So he pushed me into the street. He said, you go fight there. So I went and I was learning. That's how I learned about violence. I understood why people get violent. Why does a group of people... Yeah, I had to understand it. He sent me first, and I'm just 13 years old and I stammer. He said, go and call him some bad words, he'll hit you. Like, he's pointing to a group of guys. Like, go call them all bad words. I said, I can't do that. I kind of write things, I had a small pad. I used to write things. I mean, it's not the same if I write bastard and give it to you in a sheet of paper. You'll read it, bastard. You might not get mad. You're like, what is this? Because probably you read it in your own voice. I don't have a voice. So I'm trying to explain this to him. He said, you spit on them. He solved the problem. Then I can't argue anymore. I said, you'll be here, right? And he said, yeah, I'll be here. So I went there and I spat on the guy. And first he thought it's a mistake. And he was picking out his handkerchief to wipe his face. Then I kicked him with a shin and I said, it's not a mistake. And I spat again, I didn't say it's not a mistake because I couldn't speak. I'm already so stressed. There was no speech. I couldn't speak at that time. So I just spat, but I said, I've got to keep my wits around me. I don't know what can happen now. And sure enough, that was the first time I saw a knife. One of those 3-4 guys who got into a scuffle with, because I pulled one guy's pants and he fell down. And then I stamped on his face and I ran, and then some other guy came. It was like something at all I was doing, but it was creative. I was doing creative stuff. Okay? And then the guy took out a knife. All the creativity went away. I said, just run. Okay? I don't want to experiment over here. So that guy, when I was running, he tripped and fell and he managed to slice me. I still have the mark here on my leg. That was the first and only knife slash I got. And I went to this guy and I said, I'm quitting your school. He said, it's not a school. He said, I don't know, your school of thought. This is not how we fight. And all. He's like, tomorrow there's another location, come there. And he said, get out, I'm really busy, he told me. And I'm like, huh? Then I came, another location, same story. But this time I'm fully
one night, how can you be
I figured it out. I sat and thought about it.
How?
I said, which are the places they can keep the knife? I'll take it out first. I took it out from here. I took out 60 knives in 300 fights.
People carry knives.
Yes, they do. At least they used to in old Bangalore, Shivaji Nagar.
It's a metaphor in many ways as well.
Yeah.
Huh?
So, look, your knife can be here also.
Huh?
That knife I found out about later. But when I was a kid, I found out about the real knives, where they keep it. Yeah, so it's possible.
If I can summarize this, what you're saying is, know what your fears are. Know what you can get hurt with. Then anticipate where to find them. Take care of that first.
Yeah.
And then follow the flow. Feel the energy. Just go through it.
Yeah. It's like high energy thinking time. That's what it is. High octane thinking.
Am I getting this right, or you're just saying yeah to everything?
No, I'm saying yes. That you got it right. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, the root cause of it is this high activity thinking time, high energy. You get into high energy, say, I'm going to think my way out of this. Play some music, get into the right frame of mind. I make music. So I just play my own music.
Oh, you make?
And of course, it's fantastic. But I haven't published it because I didn't have time yet. But we practice sincerely every Friday. And we've been doing this for more than a year now. So we made like 400 songs or something. And it's all like crazy, energizing, crazy Raudra music. So if I listen to that and I keep thinking, and I move if I have to move, and I'm thinking, I'm walking, I'm doing stuff. I just need that time where I feel like Rocky, from the movie. Da-da-da, da-da-da. You got to feel like that. If you don't have that body language and you don't have that feeling in your life, you'll feel ordinary and bored. And it's not like, I'm not like a maniac, okay? But people think I'm a maniac. Because they don't know how and when I feel down.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a maniac, there'll be places where I'll feel down. Where is it? So this is a sustainable way. Because I'm not doing things alone. I got all these maniacs with me. So that's how it works.
You never feel alone? You never feel down?
No. Unnecessary. It damages my body. Just like I don't use Bluetooth, I don't feel down. It's the same level of caution for me.
You can see the expression on my face.
Yeah. Which is, isn't it compulsory to feel down once in a while? That's
Yeah, isn't it normal for all of us to bloody feel down or once in a while? Even if I own the body.
That's shabby.
Hello.
Is it normal to dirty your sofa once in a while? No.
Yeah.
Right? What? You just step on it with your shoes?
No, you'll spill something. Have you seen how people eat? They'll spill something. It gets dirty. It's normal.
It's unconscious people who make dirty like that. Just be conscious. No, don't spill your thing. No, when you're drinking, only drink. Why are you thinking of something else?
You spoke like my mom.
I'm telling you, they had it right 2 generations ago.
What's the ill side of verbal abuse or objectifying women? I'm completely shifting here, but objectifying women. Like we've spoken about what it means to be a man. One of the things I think we've observed is whether you're with a small group of friends as boys or adults in an office space or in a family environment, when men come together and you said you need to hone your tribe, most conversations revolve around, of course there are other things, like you speak about money, sports, and blah, 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 and all that, but it's also about objectifying a woman. And that woman could be just within amongst us, but when you come together, you objectify. And it's normally one person who objectifies, and there's a whole lot who just stay quiet in this. So I'm looking at it from multiple spaces with an intent that whoever is watching this, if you're the silent kind, you understand you are that first, and then what do you do?
So, one second. You're asking me for a solution for people who are powerless. There's no solution. They have to get powerful.
I'm not asking you for a solution for the powerless. I'm asking you, first, I want to identify what role you're playing in it, in that tribe. Because you are part of some tribe today, and it is thinning as you grow older, right? How is it thinning? Because you are sort of fitting into wrong tribes. And how do you recognize? And in this particular case of objectifying women,
Okay.
how does it look like? And what also happens to a woman who's been objectified? So one understands it from a... We talked
Okay,
about
I'll talk about
sensitivity,
it.
so
I'll talk
sensitivity
about it.
as,
Yeah, I
as
got
this
it.
case study.
I got it. So what's happening in this scenario is that we are speaking without respect. That's basically what objectifying is. That's all.
Alva.
That's it. So it's a lack of respect and courtesy, which people don't have, which is
Sad.
which is not sad, but it's an indication of lack of sensitivity. Because if you had some sensitivity, you'll know who you are, whom you're with, where you are, what you're doing, and how you have to behave. But they don't know. So that's a problem. And so I think we need to spend some time mastering it, and also like looking in the mirror and saying, how did I do? Like this is all what I say, you need thinking time, you need to sit and really think about these things very deeply. So I think nothing that a lack of, nothing like thinking can solve here. Because I think each case is different, everybody's individual problem is different. But if you can hold a mirror to yourself, then you'll find out what's your role in the problem. And how you're losing energy over here. How are you actually becoming devoid of joy? How is that happening? You can figure it out. So that's your biggest purpose now, solve that. You'll get excited. I get excited when something goes wrong. I've trained myself to get excited when something goes wrong.
Mistakes are exciting.
Somebody dies, I'm excited because I can now ask the soul, like, what do you want to do next? Because I learned that. I learned how to communicate and stuff. Like my guru taught me. It's a diksha they give you. And after that, you're able to speak to dead souls, see what happens to them, blah, blah, blah. And it's a common thing in every culture. And today, if you talk about it, people are like, oh, superstition. Like, how you know? How you know this? There are people getting real results use the superstition without knowing what you're talking about. I don't know, man. Anyway, so when we have a more subtle presence, a subtle awareness, and just some respect, then these things will go. Like, and if somebody is not respecting you, I would suggest like don't hang out with them. You can't teach them because one, they don't respect you. You can't teach someone to respect you because they don't respect you enough to learn the lesson. So respect is a basic thing to teach someone something. You can't teach them respect. Can they learn? Yes, they can learn, but it's not guaranteed when they'll learn. So then you leave. You distance yourself and then you stay. When the respect comes back, you call me, okay, bye. That's why I tell people, come back when you can respect me. And then I'm out of there. I don't want to have anything to do with people who cannot respect me. Because that's not how I show up with the other people. I show up with respect. And I hold the same standard for anybody else. We have to show up with mutual respect. And that's when this objectification dies.
In today's world, if this is the man we're talking about, what is a wife or a partnership like? What is it like, and what would it ideally be like if it is a sensitive person that I am with?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of feminine stuff that men can't do, which is more to do with beauty, aesthetics, and also to do with sensitivity, because women's sensitivity is like 64 times more than men. So
64 times?
Yeah, in the ovulation, yes. So there's just so many inputs coming, colors are looking much brighter, everything is like changing according to the cycle. So, and the ovulation is like boom energy, and there's a lot of sensitivity. So men need to I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What are you saying? What is the question again?
What is the partnership like?
Partnership, okay.
What is the
so
woman's?
now this is how the energy is. So men have to match female energy. And they have to understand how it changes. And women have to realize that they can really stabilize themselves when they have the male energy in their life. They can be stable. Because things will be taken care of. You don't have to worry. You can relax. And then you can use your mind for creativity. Women are more creative because they have more senses, no? I kept showing this on a podcast, You can check it out too, right? Now I can see my hand all up to here and it's gone out of my cone of vision. I can't see my hand anymore if I'm looking straight. But a woman could take it till here and she'll be able to see it. So the cone of vision is more. Yeah, check it out. Look straight and you can still see it, right? You know where your hand is?
You can't,
No.
You can't shade your head. You can't turn your head. That's what he's doing. He's looking
No,
straight.
he can't see. He's a man.
He's a boy.
I mean, okay, even boys have that thing. Our eyes are set like that, we can't see. Our cone of vision is less. And so the number of colors we can see are also less. Like the distinction, like you start talking about mauve and all, I don't know what you're talking about. So it's pink. Then you bring a word called magenta, it's pink. Okay, so like I can't understand. So there's like so much like even you touch a woman, it's a different amount of energy for her than what a man feels. Man doesn't feel anything. You do this to a woman, she'll be like, oh, there'll be like so much feelings inside. Yeah. So the sensitivity of a woman is just too much. Like, even the skin is thin, so it takes more light also inside. Everything is like sensitive, and the hair is also more like straight and everything. So hair also senses. And women grow their hair long, so they sense more with the hair. Like a cat senses with its whiskers. With that energy, we can sense what's going on, like with more detail. So that's why cutting hair is not a good idea. Keep growing it. Anyway. Well, I need this as a man. Okay.
I have enough sensitivity happening up to hypersensitivity.
Yeah. So anyway, so this kind of syncing is what you need to do. So when you sync up your energies, it really works. Things work. You got to work on an energy level. Yeah. You start trying to match based on your logic, it's not going to happen. It's only an energy thing. That's what partnership is. And there's karma. Both of you want to be going in the same direction in life. Then it works. Otherwise it doesn't work.
It's two values that meet. The two boundaries that connect.
You need to be a value match and you need to be an energy match. Then only you're going to be a match. You try matching anything else, it's not going to be the glue that holds you together. Yeah.
Is there any correlation between addiction and identity?
Yeah. It's like I told you, it's a core philosophy to be addicted, which means that it's okay to get pleasures without earning it. It is an integrity problem. Yeah. It's a morality problem. So addicts, it's related to values. Definitely. So it's related to identity as well. Because whose has that value? It's the person, me. Who am I? I am actually my values. The sum of my values is who I am. That's it.
What is it like then to be a woman in today's world where men are like this?
Frustrating. What else?
Tell me about it.
I've heard this from every woman. They're like, start your course fast.
Keep it cheap. So more can come.
Okay. It is cheap, like the first one which we've done is pretty
Entry
cheap.
criteria.
And they're like, the first one is like 10K or something. And it's like a 14-day challenge. And we'll sort you out in 14 days. For sure. And 100 people did it yet. That's the best part. And I wasn't even there to launch it. This was done entirely by Acharya Samarth and his team, like Graham and a few others, jumped in and helped him out.
So people who came for this, the wives or the women in their lives, did they write back to you saying, oh my God, you changed my world?
Please see the comments on my video where I've talked about these things. Women are commenting more and thanking me. Okay. Yeah, the men are not even commenting. They're like, oops.
Isn't that another threat? Like, suddenly when you change, the rest of the world tells you, oh, you become sissy, you become a pussy.
Well, these are now, not politically correct words.
But I've seen this, I'll give you an example, right? I think we were talking about it yesterday, which is like inside your house, if you're helping your wife cutting vegetables, cooking, etc., it's a beautiful thing. You're doing
Really?
co-creating.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to be a man, then you know what I'd do? I'd
You
get
eat.
someone to do that and get her free.
Absolutely. Ideal situation. Maybe you can't afford it. Then.
Why? Because you didn't network enough with the other people who really want to do something in the
No,
world.
it's too much pressure. Oh my God.
What pressure?
Everybody should be able to afford someone who can cook.
Why? That's not how nature works. Merciless to the weak. Yeah. The weak ends up as food for others in nature.
Survival of the fittest.
Correct. When we forget that, we try to build what is called a Trishanku Swarga. It is like sage Vishwamitra created an alternative heaven for Trishanku, but it was unsustainable, long story short, and it crashed.
Metaverse.
So this is your metaverse only. It's your illusion that this is how the world works. So basic things like how the world works, we don't know.
But this part about the society judging you for your non-masculinity, your definition of masculinity.
For this I taught a mantra once. It's called IDGAF.
I don't give a fuck. I'm catching up! There,
Yeah, there. Good. Alright. So you repeat this mantra, IDGAF, 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 IDGAF. Hold this mudra, repeat this 108 times, and you feel much better about everything people are saying.
Women have been practicing this. It's time. Look at that.
That's another mudra.
I think in the last part, right? Why do men struggle to communicate or connect first with their feelings and then communicate? Because I'm speaking now from a woman's
Because they're not a woman. That's why they don't have to do all this. We don't need to get in touch with our feelings and then communicate. We sense. And then we communicate there only. What we sense.
You cut it. You don't communicate. You sense danger
I don't
and
have
you
to feel
react.
it. Yes.
You get defensive.
I'm here. No, I mean, I get relaxed also if there's nice things in the environment. If there's danger in the environment, of course, I'm ready to fight it. Otherwise, I'm chilled out.
Now, who are you? You are Guru or you are like the men outside?
I mean, any man who claims his manhood would be able to do this.
Why are they not doing?
Unfortunately, manhood has to be claimed. We don't get periods, so we don't become men. Women become women when they get their periods. It's a clear demarcation. Big changes happen. But a man, he gets his mustache and whatever, but he's still a boy. He's not grown up emotionally because he's not had the company of other men. And that's how men become men, by hanging out with men.
Starts at home, isn't it?
Starts
Father
at home.
spending time with the boys.
Absentee father, because all he's doing is struggling now to manage this circus called family. And
providing.
Then, dude, who asked you to provide alone? Where's your tribe? Why are you trying to provide? The tribe will provide. Build it, no. Why you have to become the government of yourself? I mean, work with other people, man.
You like democracy.
I think in democracy is great because you at least get to do stuff, experiment. I think it's great. Can it be better? Yeah, of course we can think about it. Nobody's thinking about it, but if we sit and think about it, we can. I'm planning to think about it later. We'll do some more things now, but that is definitely. I think democracy has a lot of plus points. Yeah, it's great. I'm enjoying it.
I like this conversation because I think for me, when I even connected with you, there are very few people, there's this whole world of Andrew Tate and the others who really suddenly emerged. And there are very few people who are really calling out the truth for what it is and speaking for it. Like, that I think is very courageous, first of all. And therein lies the power as well, right? And so, and for the millions of women who are going through shit, I think it's about time things change. And time is changing, and yet that sort of conversation around this journey, the process involved, is not happening at homes, it's not happening in our communities, in our organizations, anywhere. And so this was a really good conversation I was looking forward to. I hope it was a similar experience.
Oh yeah. I had great fun. This is a fun interview. I liked where you took it. I like that you care about your audience and you ask questions which might be on their mind. So it's all great. I think you have a good connect with your audience.
Thank you. Any questions? Anything else we missed, boys, girls? We're good?
Yeah.
A happy team. Such a happy
Yeah, it was
team.
an epic session. Great, man.
We would like to take a photo individually for thumbnail.
Sure. Oh, man.
We want to talk about a spitting dictionary.
Oh, I have to tell you this, okay? So, I'm gonna keep my leg. Is this okay?
No, that's okay. You're not.
Okay.
Tell me.
So, the oot, do you know the oot?
Yes?
So I used to learn archery, and so my teacher one day gave me the oot. And that's the first time I realized how you can protect or you can attack with just your breath. And then I saw your talk on the spit and the blowing of the candle. Can you?
Yeah, I mean, that gives you a spit some travel, If you keep a candle far away and you blow it, you get lung power to send your spit far away.
So that's only blown. This is a part. Like is different.
It's you launch that spit.
So you bring it from here.
Spit spray. You launch a spray on their mouth.
Ilinda barata.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thu.
Yeah. That's why I practice blowing out a candle from further and further, and then you'll get the lung power to do it. Yeah. So, but I can spit, like, if he's there, like, if I take one more step, I can spit on his face.
No way!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you just
Come on!
demo it?
No. I can't spit on someone for no reason. Sorry.
No, but you're talking about that kind of a practice. Like, dude, I can't blow a candle that distance.
You'll be able to shake it as you practice. You'll shake, then one day you'll blow it out. Boom. That builds your lung power. That's a practice which my guru taught me. So I've been practicing. It's all yoga.
What's one thing all women should learn? Because we're living in this man's world.
I think for now you should practice martial arts, and I think it's really important.
Why?
Because men will not respect you if you're not tough.
Nazuk hai ladki, you all say, and then there is no respect. If
There's no respect. When it's a nazuk ladki, it's like more like a liability.
Because you see vulnerability as weakness as it
It's
is.
like just a liability. Because she can't take care of herself. So I think you should learn to take care of yourself physically. And that changes things mentally as well. Yeah. Like the reasons you need a man are very different from what most people think they need a man for.
The next generation of boys are going to have it hard, no?
I don't
'Cause
know,
here we
not if
are.
I can help it. Not if I can help it.
Here we are, like, the girls are so, like, much more powerful. Like, I see the younger girls, they are really strong individuals.
Yeah.
And then here are the boys who are not talked to about all of this. So the next generation of girls and boys are going to have it. It's like a complete...
There's a pandemic of this bad technology, I told you, right? Which is killing the male hormone. So it's going to be difficult for the girls and for the boys. Because even the girls are getting excessive estrogen. So that's leading to a lot of problems like PCOD and things like that. So they're getting loaded up with hormones. Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting world. We'll see. Who was really keen to escape it, they're already studying with me.
Come here. The others who've realized something, come here.
The others who think they have a lot of time are doing seeking. Seeking here, seeking there, seeking there, seeking there. I'm like, you have a lot of time, man.
Well, thank you so much.
All right.
One last. The topic on are men by nature polyamorous?
Oh,
Or,
okay. This was by hit request. Huh?
Uh-huh.
So you talked, or in your website and a whole lot of talks, there were various numbers of women
Yeah.
that you've either dated or had relationships. I'm not going into that because
Okay.
that's not my space. But with that understanding and that exposure, you also talk about man being polygamous by nature, but we are forced to be monogamous.
Well, I don't know if it's nature or if it's by effort, because it all depends on your energy. If you have the energy to have more than one woman, it's very much possible for those women to live with you in peace. There's no problem.
That's the carrot.
Yeah. You need to have the energy, otherwise you can't organize the energy of so many women. You'll die. That's what's happening to a lot of people. They just got rich and then they got a lot of wives. They don't have the energy to manage the wives, and now they're all just called like eating 4 goalies.
You work out?
Yeah, it's all about energy. Do you have that kind of energy? Like, do you have an energy like a king that you'll have 4, 5 wives? Are you King Dashrath? Then have no. If you have that kind of energy. But I don't understand why my neighbor has to do it. With 2 other girls on the other street, one here and one there. Like, I don't understand. Why are you pretending and again feeding yourself with some dopamine? Again you're in a fantasy. When are you going to come to the real world?
You're running away from
I mean, most men can't even handle one woman. They want 2, 3, 4. First handle one properly, That only took me so many years. To learn this. So that I can teach it. Yeah. Like they say, asking for a friend, no? I'm doing for my students.
There's so many things I learned. First is edging today. I can't tell you. But thank you so much. What
You're
a lovely
welcome.
conversation.
You're
It's a
welcome.
delight to spend time, get to know you,
Yeah,
connect with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good?